Hi everyone, welcome back to C.HR with Ariaunstewart. Today we have Tiffany Clark here. I'm so excited to have you here today. It's been a while since I recorded an episode coming back for the fall.
Absolutely.
So Tiffany, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us the name of your business.
So I'm Tiffany Clark. I am the owner and operator of Yummy Italian Ice. We service the Springfield and greater Springfield area, so be like Holyoke, Chicopee. And so I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you. So first, I've seen your Italian Ice cart out at multiple locations, serving the community, getting kids and adults super excited. And I really want to get in depth, like, how did you start with what you're doing?
Absolutely. So I grew up in in Springfield mostly, all my life. I had lived other places, but, I grew up in Springfield, and I grew up on Mr. Mitchell's truck. You know what I mean? Mr. Mitchell's ice cream. And so, having that and that being black owned and operated, I didn't realize how much of a staple that was. And so when that was no longer provided for us, I really started to look at, and among other, things that had went on, I started to look at, what was going on in my community and saying, well, what can I do to kind of bring something fresh, new, and kind of bring that old feel back? You're talking about Pete's Candy, you know what I mean? Pete's Candy Store, you know what I mean? So having those types of things really made me kind of look at what we were doing in the community and saying, there's a need, how do I be able to fill that void right now?
Yeah, absolutely. And it means so much to kids. Like you said, you didn't even realize the staple it was when you had it. You were just enjoying your ice cream.
Absolutely.
Enjoying the candy. But those are the moments, like going to the ice cream truck and stuff like that. Like those are the moments that really like make your childhood.
Absolutely.
And it's nostalgic too.
I think Cold Stone and other entities have taken over and it's kind of become more gourmet and I like the mom and pop. I grew up on, being downtown and by East Columbus Ave and getting Italian ice from the Italians growing up. You know what I mean? And when that place cold up, those mom and pop places, they dried up. So it's like, what do we have now to go to? We only have Friendlies and these other bigger corporations to go to. We don't have a place where you know my name, you watch me grow up, you've seen me. You know what I mean? And that was the vibe I was trying to bring back.
You were trying to bring back to the city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's talk about a little bit about like your background. What were you doing before?
Absolutely. So I have an extensive background with working with adolescent youth. I've worked with at-risk youth for a long time, working in residential. And so I was working at DYS at the time. Things didn't work out. I was ended up being terminated from that job, and I was sitting on unemployment. And people really talk about the power of YouTube and how it can spark ideas, how it can be able to cultivate a dream or something inside you. And so I was at home, I was watching a video, you can $600, you can get an LLC, and I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? Just not really realizing the power of YouTube University. And so I took a class in Business 101.
Nice.
I had an idea and I wrote everything down on a piece of paper. I still have that piece of paper. I wrote everything down, the name, the logo, everything. And so I took my stimulus money rather than, buying sneakers or hanging out or whatever. And I said, I'm gonna invest in myself and see what's gonna happen. And I'm absolutely floored and shocked on just how much support Yummy Italian Ice has garnered to this point.
Absolutely. And then, so you said the stimulus money. So this is something that started coming out of COVID.
Yeah, because people gotta understand that this is unprecedented in our history. We've never had a time in our history where they're just giving out free money.
Right.
So why blow it? Take that opportunity, especially for people of color, trying to build generational wealth, things that we've heard Nipsey talk about, we've heard other platforms talk about, earn at your leisure. We've heard these places talk about how to build your generational wealth. And so why blow it on sneakers or making somebody else rich when you can really sit down and say, let me strategy. It didn't have to be a business per se. You could have used it as a down payment for a house, a two-family house, but something needed to be done.
Put into a trust, invest in something.
And then stocks and mutual funds, something, but don't blow it.
Exactly. And it's like, I completely agree with you because it was I feel like a lot of people travel too. Don't get me wrong. I did a little travel.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like you want something sustainable. Like you said, it was an amount of time and money.
Yeah.
So usually we got our 9 to 5. Some people work multiple jobs, just hustling, trying to get stuff done. A lot of us had time to really just sit down and focus on what do we really want to see come out of all this when it's all said and done.
And my biggest thing that I want to stress to folks is that I still have to work a 9 to 5 job. This hasn't taken over my 9 to 5 job. I still have monthly expenses, but if I don't go hard for my own business? You know what I mean? Knowing I've worked 2 jobs at times, I've worked 3 jobs at times. I'm doing myself a disservice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why would you work so hard for everybody but yourself?
I'm working for somebody else's brand, somebody else's dream and vision, but I won't do that for myself. That's self-betrayal. And really, when you think about it, it's like I would do it for somebody else, but not for me.
For me.
That doesn't add up for me.
For you and for your family.
Absolutely.
And everyone who comes after you.
Absolutely.
Too.
Absolutely.
So you are working right now.
Yeah.
So what do you do for work right now?
So right now I'm working in the school system.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I truly enjoy it, because I'm working with children of color, children that, still need that love and support. So I'm still doing that. That work has never stopped. You know what I mean? And so it's good that they're able to see me in an educational setting where I'm able to tell them about my business. They're able to find out about the good things that I do in the community. And so hopefully as that organically unravels, they'll be like, oh wow, Ms. Clark is really involved in the community, because I want them to know that, I come from the same place they come from. I'm not bigger than, I'm not better than, I'm still doing the things that I need to do to be okay every day.
To get to that point.
Absolutely.
So what do you talk to them about with your business? Do you tell them how you got started and what's that look like?
Listen, they're still getting to meet me, and I'm a firm believer in organic. I'm a firm believer in nothing forced. Right. It'll come out when it comes out. They'll be very surprised. I've seen that before. Because when I selected the color for my cart, it was extremely intentional. I think you need to be very intentional and purposely about how you do things. And so I picked a cart that was flamboyant. It was loud because you can't miss it. Right. Everybody has seen that cart to a certain degree because it's loud, it's different. It's not the basic metallic, metal. It's okay, that's our cart. I've seen that. Or it has gold rims on it. I've seen that. You know what I mean? So, I just want my kids to see things organically. So I don't tell them a lot because I want them to
see you working and be
You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's a lot to be said when you don't say it a lot.
Right. And I feel like, especially for kids, once they see those things, then they start asking the questions. The kids that are like, you know what, I like what you're doing. I think that's, and then they start asking you more questions.
Absolutely.
And that happens organically.
Absolutely.
Like you're saying.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And I know, let's talk about your marketing a little bit. So you were talking about your logo. How did you go about deciding those colors, and what was that process like?
So when I went through logo selection, I was intentional. I was growing up, and when I always seen the ice cream truck, no disrespect, but they were always children that were not of color. Blonde hair, blue-eyed.
Yep.
And I wasn't blonde hair, blue-eyed, but I'm a lover of ice cream. I love ice cream. So I got offended. So I said, you know what? When I started Yummy and Tiny, I said the girl has to be, the person has to be a girl. Yeah. And she has to be black. Why? Because black women are always seen adversarial, oppositional. They're never seen happy. They're never seen we have joy or we're having a good time.
Too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I just got to the point where I said, no, I'm going to change this narrative. We like ice cream. We smile. We have a great time. And that's how I ended up with that particular logo. Very intentional. Very intentional with that.
That's awesome. I love it. And then can you talk about how did that incorporate into your social media marketing? Because I know you have a really good following.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us about the different platforms you've been working on.
Shout out to Yummy Gang. Yummy Gang they're intense. Yummy Gang is family, friends, Yummy Gang is people who haven't met me and come up to the business wow, you're black owned and operated.
Oh, this is the name of
Yummy Gang is a gang and it's real and they're loud and they're ferocious and they're gonna support. You know what I mean? There's times that I could be sitting down and my friends could pull up and sit down and be like, we're gonna sit here for a little bit to outside and just support you. So Yummy Gang is really just everybody just coming together. And when we say gang, it's not nothing negative. We're saying family.
Family together,
friends, togetherness, community. And so I really just try to make sure in my marketing I post every single day. because I want people to know that we're loud. We're here. You see us, and every day I try to post. It's not easy. It's hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you know, because between TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, you know, it's a lot. But you know, people need to know what's going on and be like, I know what's going on. So people DM me a lot. You know, people reach out to me a lot, but I try to make sure, you know, my marketing strategy is post every day. You need to be like on pressure on.
Wow.
Pressure cooker.
I am blown away by the fact that you said you post every day on all of those platforms.
Yes, I try my hardest to post every single day about yummy Italian ice.
I need to get on that level.
That's hard.
See that HR game? I'm coming. You gonna get?
Absolutely.
Get like you.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. So let's talk about like some of the Italian ice, right? Usually we put that with like summertime and all of that. But you also have the ability to package your, because you have the packaging of your items. So if somebody wants to order that, because I like ice cream, Italian ice all year long.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I want to get it in the dead of winter, where can I get it and order it from?
So I was really intentional. I reached out to somebody who's from Miami, and that's a gem that I'm gonna drop for you guys.
Okay.
You have to be able to reach out with people who are pushing forward and not just looking at right now, but looking at the future. And so I reached out to an Italian ice company based out of Miami, and she was pre-packaging already. Yep. This is things that they've already been doing. And so I started pre-packaging because she put the spoon in with the container, and she said, listen, it's cost effective. People can get Italian ice. They don't have to have the cart there. It just made business wise, it just made sense.
Perfect sense.
So a lot of times what I do is I have a menu. People can order from that menu if you reach out to me or DM me, and it's just a lot better. I can drop it off to you. You can come pick it up.
Awesome.
And it's quick. You eat it, you can throw it away. You know what I mean? I sell quarts and gallons. You know what I mean? So I've given you a lot of options to be able to support the business without coming to the cart. And I don't think people have really clicked into that yet, because they're like, is this real? Or, you know, I haven't seen this. It hasn't been popularized in mass in our region. You go other places, it is.
It is.
But, you know, when you come here, it's Italian ice is so like, we know about it, but we're more ice cream people. So it's like, how do I get you to buy into this is legitimate, this is real?
Yeah, because I remember, I've been to the grocery store, and you'll have like your generic, you know, not very exciting, but there's like Italian ice there, but it's like, and I remember getting it, you know, as growing up, definitely getting it, but having that option, and like, especially like local stores and grocery stores to get it, and it's more of like, because you have so many different flavors. Yes. So, like, what I've seen in grocery stores, like it says in generic, it's like, like one to two flavors, and that's it.
Oh, no, I was that was purposely done. It was purposely done because, you know, you want a reggae rainbow. You want a Swedish fish. Strawberry lemonade is probably my best seller because we don't have it in this region. Right. Where do you go to an Italian ice cart and it's dominated by, you know, our Puerto Rican or our Mexican brothers and sisters? They dominate that. Yep. So if you go to other carts that's not mine, it's not black owned. Nothing wrong with that. Right. But I wanted to be very intentional that when you come here, you understand you're supporting black owned. You understand that every single flavor was picked by me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Reggae Rainbow is intentional. Unique. Yeah, it's intentional. And it says a lot about who I am as a business owner. You know what I mean? That I'm bringing Swedish fish. I'm bringing lemonade. Yeah. You know, I'm bringing different things to you, you know, because I don't hold the same flavors in the cart every day. I want you to try different flavors. I want you to be able to try strawberry and say, I never had that before. Right.
Okay. Okay. So that's another aspect too, because usually it's always the same thing. If you go to the cart, it's always the same exact thing. So you are like, every single time I'm coming with something different.
Yeah, but when I talked to my wholesaler, they told me what flavors they felt were best sellers. Really? So they were like passion fruit, pineapple, mango, you know, cherry, you know. But after that, I went with like sour apple. I went with like USA Rainbow, which was just like a bomb pop. I was very like, I want to push forward and have different things so that people could say, I'm not really feeling that, or I really like that. You know what I mean?
But it makes you have to try it. Yeah. Because when you go and it's always the same, you're like, I already know I don't like that. Oh, you don't have the one I do like, I'm done. Yeah. But if it's a bunch of new options, it's like, I gotta try.
So people know that I'm selling the quality, and so I never tell people that, oh, Yummy Italian is better, or Yummy Italian is this, that. I try to say, listen, I'm selling quality. Right. You can go to whatever cart you want, but just know when you come to me, you're purchasing quality. I don't. Right. I try to be very intentional with that as well, because I like good Italian ice. Yes. My grandma didn't bring us to no bootleg spot. She brought us to where the best of the best was. So right. How would I serve you something?
High standards.
That wasn't good. You know what I mean? So, that was really where my forethought was, picking quality.
I love it. And then I've seen you so many places just over the last summer. Can you tell us about some of the events that you went to that you really enjoyed?
I mean, I did Veg Fest. That was like the vegan block party. That was so much fun. And it's fun because I have Italian ice. They think it's dairy, and it's not dairy because it's so creamy. Right. The quality, it's rich.
Right. So they assume that there's
dairy. So Justin Yard and Kumar, they have been amazing with trying to get our people to be in tuned with the vegan lifestyle and what they're trying to do, and they embrace me, and so that's been phenomenal. I did schools. That's always awesome, and you get to touch the kids and support them and be around them. That's amazing. I think when South End Community Center called me, that's when it kind of clicked in, like, okay, I'm really out here. People are really identifying who I am, and so that becomes really special when you have some of the Springfield colleges, the Amazons, the people reaching out to you saying, I've heard your business and I want to do business with you. So that's made me in turn tighten my business, because I want to continue doing business.
To expand. Absolutely. And that's just quality of the product, the reputation. Like you said, Yummy Gang is coming through. It's like,
And I owe it to people who word of mouth is powerful. Yeah. Hey, have you tried Tiffany Yummy Italian ice? It's good. You know what I mean? Like, people are just talking, and so the conversation, even Tiffany Alicia, she threw a great, Juneteenth event, and I was here. I sold out. Yeah. You know what I mean? I went to, Harambe, sold out, twice. So my people, when people say that Springfield doesn't support each other, I'm here to let people know, not at all true. That's not the case. We support each other. We'll sell out. You have to have a great product, and people will come and buy and support you. Absolutely.
Yep, a great product, and like you said, really like supporting your supporters and not taking that for granted. Like, you got people who constantly pull up for you, and you're like, you're gonna give love back to those people constantly. Yeah.
Listen, I support Green Screen Studios. They did all of my pre-packaging, my stickers. So at the end of the day, like, I support other businesses. I never get into the place where I'm like, oh, I'm too bigger than to support you. I support other brands. I have to. Like, I love Hall of Fresh. You know what I mean? I wear some of their gear, some of what they got going on. I love what they're doing. You know what I mean? I support Locked and Crown. Locked and Crown, she does my hair. You know what I mean? Lux Beauty Bar. My friend Cass, she runs that business. You know what I mean? Accessories is sitting right outside. That's my homegirl. Ari's outside. You know what I mean? So I hang with other people who are like-minded, who are doing the work, who are doing what is supposed to be done. And really, it's a renaissance. I need to make sure I say that Black businesses, brown businesses, is a renaissance going on, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's awesome. It's great.
It's beautiful. Just even, I feel like I've been more involved in the community like the last going on like 2, maybe a little more years at this point, and just the transformation and just that time. It's just like everyone's coming together. Our generation is coming up, and we're not like letting up.
Yeah. And because what we got to remember is a lot of our grandparents and parents raised us. Yeah. And so we understand what happens when we don't stand up, when we don't say anything, when we don't do anything. We're the generation of, it needs to happen right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, grandma and mom have done it, or granddad and dad have done it, so now we need to stand up. My grandma was coming from the Black Panther, revolutionary, Angela Davis, you know what I mean? The food program. And so my grandma instilled in me at a very young age, by any means necessary. It needs to get done. And so I take that approach in business. I need to be here and be the voice and be a focal point, because at the end of the day, we, even Nipsey, we adored him because he was speaking on things about our empowerment, about how to be, entrepreneur, how to be, putting your business first. And, when he died, it hit hard for all of us, because he was really representing our community and where we were from. And so
Right.
we have to continue to honor that legacy and honor the legacy of our ancestors by not taking no for an answer. We have to continue to push, you know, and continue to open those doors.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the future. What is to come? What are some of your like goals and things that you're comfortable talking about with the audience? I know how to.
Listen, I'm just gonna continue to be consistent. I think that businesses have to learn that doors don't open unless you're consistent. We have to be consistent. We got to be outside, present, available, ready to service our customers. It might take revamping. You know, shout out to my girl La Liz. She does a lot of work around helping our businesses to grow in terms of this logo making. Even Greenstein Studios, if you need logos made or you know work done.
Ads.
Yeah, absolutely, visionary ads. I can go on and on about the other Black businesses coming in and saying, hey, you need to learn how to market your business. And so for me, it's about, you know, being consistent, because that's what we hear the most. I came to your business, you guys were closed. You told me you were open from 9 to whatever. I came at 11, you were closed. You know?
And that messes,
So for me right now, it's simplistic. It's about how do I continue to be consistent in a world where, you know, I have to be here, there. You know what I mean? Everywhere. So that's my marketing scheme.
And I like that you were talking about before, you were talking about TikTok and also like how you're growing that and figuring out what other people in other states are doing. I know you said you reached out to somebody in Miami. Like, what are some things you've learned about that you feel like you've done successfully on?
I learned that, listen, there's a lot going on outside of Springfield, Massachusetts, and I want to bring those things here.
Yes.
And you can't be afraid to say, I'm going to step out, even if it doesn't work. I don't know if the next few things are going to work for Yummy Italian Ice, but that's okay. If I don't try, you're never going to be exposed to it.
Exactly.
If you go to Miami, if you go to Las Vegas, they're doing these things because that's what's at the cutting edge. Exactly. That's what's at the pulse. And so if you're not doing those things, you're behind the 8 ball.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're behind, you know what I mean? You're behind, you know, and you have to get forward and you have to be pushing to make the business better. So TikTok is, if you're not on TikTok right now, if you don't have Cash App right now, if you don't have Snapchat right now, if you don't have a business page on Facebook, you're doing your business a disservice. People need to be able to contact you, touch base with you on many different platforms. Not everybody has Facebook. Right. Not everybody has Instagram. Right. So I thought it was essential. It was the lifeblood. It was what needed to happen for my business to be where it is right now.
And then I know you're talking about some flavors and how you connect like your flavor names to the city. So you want to talk about that?
Absolutely.
Coming up.
I believe that just having different flavors and being fun with it. I have one called Iron Man, one called Self-Care, you know, one called Commonwealth, because there are things from our city that we identify with that we know. You know, we have the Basketball Hall of Fame down there. So I wouldn't be surprised if people were like, hey, I know Basketball Hall of Fame. Maybe you should name one after that one. Yeah. You know, a lot of people, the Keith Abdul Qadir is somebody who has been a staple in our community for girls basketball, for women's basketball, especially with wearing hijab and her being Muslim. Yep. There's going to be one named after her. Oh, you know what I mean? So we have to be intentional and really tap in to our unsung heroes from right here. What's wrong with saying, hey, I really look up to you. I look up to a Fabian, or, you know, I look up to, you know, these different, you know, people in our community. Yeah. Is it not cool to say, I look up to you, I aspire to you, let me name something after you because you're doing good work? Exactly. It's only the Drakes and the, you know what I mean, the Nicki Minaj's of the world that we acknowledge. Right. We have people here, unsung heroes that are doing the good work right now. Why don't we?
Acknowledge them. And then it also makes it when people do come to visit the city, you know, for events, like you do have the Basketball Hall of Fame, you have the Big E that's here. We have events that people do want to come out and see, and I feel like that's grown even more so. And I feel like when we come out of this COVID situation, we're going to see it even more. Yeah. But now they know they can come to a Yummy Italian Ice. Yeah. You know, so we were talking about with Darius earlier, like you go on a trip, a vacation somewhere, and you're like, oh, where should I go? What are the cool spots to go to in this area? And you're going, you go to TikTok, you go to Instagram, where are the spots that everybody's like trying to capture and tell you about? Yeah. So you're making yourself absolutely that staple out.
And people, and I have to be just very clear and honest, like, you know, there are great businesses out here, and people are supporting Yummy Italian Ice. That's just the bottom line. My people support me. I stamp that and certified that any day of the week. People come up, hey sis, I'm here, what's up? Or they'll call me, hey sis, you're gonna be outside today. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to support. People have called me for, you know, baby showers, for you know what I mean, for birthday parties, and it's so it's such a blessing because you could call anybody. You don't have to call me. And when you take the time to pick up the phone and reach out to me, you know, I'm going to make it happen. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to be there and be punctual and make sure there's an experience there, you know, and we're going to just grow and get bigger. It's the future's infinite for Yummy Italian Ice.
Absolutely. And obviously you're going to move at a much, you know, even further pace than just the city, but even like doing those events, I feel like in the city, when you're hiring people to help you with parties and stuff, having somebody that you know and recognize and is like comfortable with you, you know what I mean? It's like it's an even better feeling, right?
Absolutely.
So
it's a beautiful thing, you know, because it squashes many narratives that are negative about our people.
Exactly.
And our people spend money. Our people, that's why they keep the black dollar tied up in so many different ways, because there's power in our money.
Believe it.
And so at the end of the day, like I'm not worried about the future, because I know as long as I stay consistent, I have integrity for the business, people will come. People will support me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany, for coming through.
Absolutely.
This has been Tiffany Clark with Yummy Italian Ice.
Come out.
Yes.
Thank you.
You want to share with everybody real quick, like where they can find you on Facebook and reach out?
Absolutely. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat at Yummy Italian Ice, and please come out, support. I always say that, you know, you will be pleasantly surprised with what you see. It's a great service, and you guys will definitely enjoy it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you all for listening. This has been C.HR, and I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, the Association of Black Business and Professionals, which is a networking opportunity for Black people who are in their careers, or if they run nonprofits, or if they're business owners, to come together and share resources. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you.